Hi, I'm Nicholas Burtner. We're working with nature, and today's permaculture tip, we're going to go over a banana circle. So a banana circle works the best in a tropical and subtropical climate. We can do a version of a banana circle using different species in a temperate climate, but this particular lesson we're going to go over the guild, or a guild, and the strategy for a banana circle or for plantains or papayas, specifically for the tropics or the subtropics. So it is good to note when we talk about bananas, we can substitute bananas in the tropics for either bananas, plantains, or papayas, or even palms or coconuts. There's a coconut circle too, be a little bit bigger. But let's first talk about spacing. If we look for the old method of, say, a large banana plantation's guide on how to fill up space and farm banana plants, they're going to recommend usually about 13 maybe per quarter acre. And so it looks something kind of like this. Right. So all these would be banana plants in that quarter acre. So we're actually losing lots of space by doing this. So if you're a farmer in the tropics and you're looking on how to increase your yield, this is going to be extremely valuable information for you. Okay, so we're going to go over the strategy, we're going to go over the technique and how to build one, and then we're going to go into the linking together of banana circles. So let's get into the technique and how to build one. So if we look at the side, we typically want to draw this on a slope, or build it on a slope. So here's a slope, and we would come down and we would dig a hole, and that hole will typically be about 3 feet down, 3 feet subterranean, or 1 meter, and it will typically be about 6 feet across in diameter. 3 feet down, 6 feet across, or 1 meter down, 2 meters across. When we dig this, we're going to put the dirt, we're going to put it around in a circle, and remember, this is looking at it from the side, we'll come from the top in a minute. A circle around, we're going to put the dirt around the circle like this. And then what we'll do is we'll plant our banana plants here. From the side, pretty easy to understand. If we're looking at this from the top, it's going to be just a little bit different. We're going to have a circle, and then we're going to have the mound around it. So in essence, what we've done is we've taken a swale and we've turned it into a circle, right? Or we patterned it to the circles inside of bananas. If you actually chop a banana in half and you look at it, it's concentric circles upon circles. So we're using the pattern of nature to grow very productive and nutrient-dense bananas. These will actually be the most productive bananas on your plantation. Okay, so once we have dug the hole, and prior to planting, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to fill up this hole with organic matter. Right? It could be straw, it could be leaves, it could be some woody material. In the tropics, things break down very quickly. And it could be the bananas themselves after they grow and they fruit, because bananas only fruit one time that we can rely on. There have been occasions, and they're more rare, where a banana plant will fruit 2 or 3 times, but that's more rare, and we just want to count on the one time that it will fruit. So we'll take this and we'll maybe chop it to 4 or 5 pieces and throw it in here. So not only will we fill it up to grade, we're going to fill it up 3 feet higher. So in essence, we're 6 feet across and we're 6 feet up and down with organic matter. Really, we're putting a compost pile in the middle of a bunch of bananas. So there's going to be lots of nutrition and lots of available life. Bananas themselves are really high, they're heavy feeders, so they're really looking to the soil, and that's why it's a big drain on a lot of farmers, especially GMO farmers, because they're having to put so much into the soil when we can just create life from their organic matter that they create. Wow, this is really something spectacular. Okay, so how this looks like around the circle, we want to plant, we're going to plant 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 bananas in this banana circle. You can do it with 2 meters or 6 feet across. It has been done on multiple occasions. So we want to put 12 banana plants right next to each other, right? All the way around. And you'll notice I left an opening here where there's not a berm because it'll be on slope. It would be more ideal if you were in the situation where you had a water tank and its overflow, or maybe the overflow of a swale, or maybe the overflow of a pond system that had even nutrient from fish. You'd want that to run directly into here, keep this moist at all times, and just build the organic matter up and up and up to build the life into this mound, which will percolate and through the fungal network reach the plantains and the bananas. So already we have one circle that has 12 banana plants. That's almost as many banana plants as what we were using before on a whole quarter acre. So we're able to ramp up the abundance possibly 800 times what we would have on that quarter acre before, right? So this is basically the technique, pretty simple stuff, right? We fill this up with organic matter. We put around 12 banana plants in, and then we're gonna build a polyculture around it. We're gonna put a guild around these bananas. And amongst here, we're gonna put in taro. We're gonna put in taro root. And in amongst that, we're gonna put in cassava, or some people call it juca. And even on top of that, we're gonna put in sweet potato. And maybe around the edges, we'll put in some lemongrass. All productive species. And if we really wanted to, we can go a step further and we could even add beans. So the beans could climb up and be nitrogen fixers for the bananas. All productive species. And we can get away with that because of the life that we're creating here. Okay, so that's the technique. That's how you build one. Now let's talk about the strategy. How do you actually farm this, right? So anybody who's studied bananas will know that bananas propagate and reproduce through suckers, right? So it'll typically grow another sapling here, right? And we'll call this one the daughter. This is, or the mother. This is grandmother, mother, and then daughter here, right? So they'll grow in saplings like that, and they'll grow in all directions. They'll just pick a direction. So our job then is to choose how do we want to walk the bananas around to make an infinite cycle of production. So I like to go clockwise as opposed to counterclockwise. So as they start producing suckers, we chop off any sucker that's not growing towards clockwise, towards this way. And we only are going to allow 2 other suckers per grandmother. So these would be chopped off and then thrown into the middle. And once grandma has produced, we're going to chop her down, cut her up, and then put her in the middle as well. So we have a continuous amount of organic matter feeding our banana trees. And we're only taking a little bit of the nutrition from the fruit. All the other nutrition goes back into the soil, which then redistributes through our polyculture guild. It's very exciting. So once we do that, any sapling that's not going in that direction, we cut it off and we throw it in. And then we cut down grandmother. And we walk this along. We walk and we march the bananas along into a clockwise motion to where we have perpetual growth, right? And that is abundance, right? That's how you do that. So this is technique we have technique, and then we have a polyculture guild that we can use. And now let's link them together and show us how we can use slope, water, organic matter, this polyculture guild, and really have a high abundance. Let me show you how to do this. So if we look from the top again, we will see so this is our 1/4 acre. We're going to come over here and we're going to design a banana circle. It's going to be a little bit higher on that end. And then we'll put another one right next to it, like this. Again, a little bit higher on that end. And then we'll put another one over here. Again, a little higher on this end. And another one. And another one. And this one here on this end, we're actually going to make it higher here. So at the ends, we're going to put it higher on the end here. And then what will happen is when the water comes in, because this is going to be higher and this is going to be lower on the landscape, water comes in, fills this one up, and then overflows here. And that's why you put the lips on these higher on this side and lower on this side until you get to here. Then the water overflows this way. And then here it's just the opposite. We have higher on this side and lower on that side. So this will allow the water to fill in each one of these like this. And if we continue, we're zigzagging. Like this. And we might run out of space. So this is the line of water that's coming down. We're using the landscape. We're hydrating the soil, keeping the water on site in the form and the pattern of circles in a banana circle. We also have rogue places where we can set other banana circles in. We can put one here. Matter of fact, we might be able to put 2 there. Same here. And 1 up here. So if we look at this same piece of landscape, the same 1/4 acre, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. If we recount that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 banana circles and potential that we can have on it. Even if we just put 12, that's 144 bananas on that same 1/4 acre of land. This is what permaculture is about. This is harmonizing with landscape. This is creating patterns of nature for abundance. This is how you can create your farm for plantains and bananas and papayas and coconuts and palms in the tropics to be wonderful and abundant, and you can have an exceptionally tasty harvest because of all the organic matter that's used here that puts nutrition back in the food. This is beyond organic. This is really, really putting the nutrients back in the food, which will make people healthy again. So guys, look, you got the technique, you got a polyculture guild, you got the strategy, and you got how to link these together. If you're in a tropical environment, please use this method. If you need more clarification, get a hold of me personally. I'd love to help you out. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel or our Facebook page. It's under Working with Nature, all of them are, or go to workingwithnature.org. That's it. That's our permaculture tip of the day. I love you guys. You guys rock, and I'll see you next time.